Good morning, everyone. It is sunny and beautiful here in East Providence, finally. This week has been so nice so far, and of course it's going to be short-lived because I think this weekend is going to get cold again. But anyways, my name is Nikki Johnston. I am the owner and CEO of Athena Warrior Training. I'm also a certified personal trainer and a registered nurse. I have been in this industry for about 20 years, and I have had so many awesome opportunities just to do various things in fitness or nursing. I've met some incredible people, and most recently I've had the pleasure of teaming up with Dante Martin and Yakim Parker, who is the owner and CEO of Beyond Eons Productions. And together we are trying to spread the word on all things, not just fitness, not just health, mental health, politics, finance, community, everything that you guys are interested in, want to learn about. We're trying to find people in Rhode Island who are professionals in those different areas of expertise to bring on to have conversations. So Jakeem and Dante started The Other Side of Things, which is on Jakim's YouTube channel, Beyond Eons Productions, and we are in a plethora of different TV stations all across the states. So we just keep growing and building, and we've been so appreciative of all your support and love, and hope that we can continue to spread all these amazing things and words. And if you guys have any questions or want to be on the show, please let us know. But right now, today is Wednesday, so we are on Wednesday Whispers episode, I think we're 12, right? I think so. I don't know. I think it's 12. I'll have to check. Forgive me if it's not. It's 12 or 13. But let me bring the guys on because we are going to discuss this last weekend's episode and then a few other things that are going on. So let's get the boys on. All right, guys, invitations are sent. Instagram, please be nice to us today. All right, we'll see how this works out in a few minutes. This past weekend, the episode that came out was Open Door Policy Part 1, featuring Anastasia Williams. And she was just a pleasure to talk to. We get to sit in her home on her comfy couch and just have a conversation about her life and everything that she's been involved in the Rhode Island community over the past 30 years. And it was just very cool to sit down with her one-on-one just to get an idea of who she was, where she came from, and why she chose to take this direction in life. And guys, I can't get you to join. And it's just cool. It's just cool. I love her take on who she is and what she's doing. Uh-oh, who do we got? A bed.
That's funny.
Flip the camera.
I don't even know why I did that.
We'll get
Good thing nobody was in that bed. I was like, oh, hold that.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Sarah, how you doing? All right, let's get Jakeem on here. Let's see.
Yo, that would have been real interesting if someone was in that bed.
You are ridiculous. Oh my God.
I didn't even do nothing. The camera's supposed to, good morning, Grand Rising. The camera's supposed to be on me. I didn't know that. I was like, what the heck? Okay, cool.
Honestly, you know what? When I go on live, it is on the selfie mode, but I'm not sure when you come in if it automatically goes to selfie mode or not. All right, we're waiting on Jakeem. I sent him the invitation, so we're just waiting on him to accept. And yeah, we can keep rolling. So I don't know if you heard me as I was getting on, just introducing myself and how now I'm involved with you guys and all the facets that my career has taken me.
I heard everything.
Good. All right, sorry, my air's on. I gotta turn this up. So, how are you? New.
Yeah, Nikki, 211. Okay. So it's on. 211. I told you. As soon as I stop drinking, watch, it's on.
So what were you before you stopped drinking?
What was before I started drinking?
No, before you stopped. Like, what was your heaviest?
I got back to almost 230.
Ooh. Okay, so aside from reducing the drinking, what else have you stopped? How have you changed your other habits?
That's the only thing I told you. Drinking is, for some reason, my body absorbed drinking like creatine. So when I'm dead serious. Like, if I want to blow up, if I want to gain weight, all I gotta do is drink, and my body will
Okay,
take.
so with some bad habits, like for example, whether it's drugs or alcohol, whatever, like especially marijuana, comes food. Did you end up eating more as a result of drinking, or it was just solely the drinking?
I would say I was eating bad food, yeah, but there was still some good food. But the difference is, like, you got to remember, it's the time you're drinking. You're drinking at night, and then you're going to bed.
Right.
You see what I mean? You're not active.
Right. Yeah, true. But like I said, like with that type of bad habit comes bad food, because a lot of people need to eat after, depending on how sloshed they get.
Man, I could go to sleep after, but I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying that. I know my body. I can't speak for somebody else's body. My body absorbs liquor like it's creatine.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. It gets processed in the liver, and when you drink, the liver takes over digestion. So if you drink, the preference of your body is to get rid of that alcohol. And that's all sugar.
I know.
All right. So if anyone's already predisposed to diabetes or having high blood sugar or any of those types of things in your history, you're looking at lots of weight gain, not feeling good.
Okay, Nikki. I just went and got my physical as well. My doctor said, "Yo, I'm A-OK." And we already got my diet, my vitamin plan, because I was telling him I said I stopped taking the vitamins when I was drinking, but I'm gonna get back, because he wanted me at 215. No, I'm gonna get to 205. Then I'm gonna call him.
Okay. So what vitamins are you taking?
Vitamin C, vitamin D, all that.
All right. You got to get some calcium in there too.
I got calcium and magnesium. What?
Okay.
What?
Hey, you're on top of it. Good for you.
I told you, 211 right now. And I'm going to the gym right after this.
Good.
Throw them weights around.
Yeah, today is our off day. I'll probably get in a nice walk later. I'm trying to hit that 10,000 steps per day because it's beautiful and I want to be outside. So I'll do that today, but otherwise it is our day off. Okay. I think I can get Yakim in here. Okay, so I'll hopefully can get in a few minutes. Before we discuss open door policy part 1, you put out on Facebook yesterday that we are part of Brooklyn Without Boundaries through Brick TV.
Yes. Yes.
How?
You got to talk to Keem on that one. Yo, right now, Keem is on fire. Like, yo, Keem. See, okay, Nikki, the thing was, the whole point of us starting what we were starting was to get Keem in a position of ownership. He was an owner, but he wasn't operating in that position.
Right.
That man is on full throttle right now. Full throttle. Wait till you see the next state we got.
Okay.
And I ain't say city. I said state.
Yes.
It's already in the works.
So let me.
That's why I was saying this. So go ahead.
I was going to ask you, how can I help more? I know I have Wednesday Whisper. I know I'm like forwarding everything, making sure my audience sees what's going on. What can I do to contribute?
You're good. What you're doing is everything. What you're doing is wonderful. And like right now, so there's so much negotiation going on. Like, we was in meetings yesterday. That's why you notice he told me don't say nothing to the contracts is signed.
Okay.
So no, what you're doing awesome. So just keep doing what you're doing. If you believe me, if you wasn't doing what you needed to be doing, I would already tell yo, Nikki, what are you doing?
All right, good.
No, you're good. You're doing everything. Like Anastasia said, when you post this one on Facebook, tag her in it.
Oh yeah, always. Yep, absolutely.
And
Everything I've put out so far, we need to see if we can get her an Instagram account just so that she can be visible there too. I think that'll help if she's willing to do that.
yeah, but I'm gonna tell you why is because even if she do get that, there's no one that's gonna be attentive on that because she's not gonna put focus on that. Her thing is Facebook.
True.
That's why I said no, we're just gonna go on Facebook. If I have to do the live, we'll figure it because that's where her following is on Facebook.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, we can if we can get her on next week or the week after. I've never done Facebook Live and I'd love to try it. So I'm all about it. And then, if we can download it, we can possibly get it on Instagram, but we'll figure that out. I'm not completely sure.
right.
I can't keep Yakim and I keep trying, so. But I want to say hey to Ultimate Artist and Bernardo Perota. Good morning, good morning.
Keem going, hey Keem, go out and come back in.
Yes. Restart your phone, please.
That's what it is.
And then we'll see if we can get you in.
But yeah, we're working on multiple cities, multiple states. Even when we negotiate, the people be amazed on like, yo, how'd y'all do this? I'm like, yo, there was a plan from day one. The plan is now being executed.
Yep. It's heart, soul, and persistence because you're knocking on doors and it's easy to get lots of no's. You want no's, but you also want to stay motivated. Like, no, I believe in what I'm doing, so I'm going to go to the next door and the next door and the next door until you hear me. And that's what you're doing. So one door that opens, more and more are starting to follow suit, which is amazing. And you have stories behind you, especially being from New York. I mean, that's one step into New York, and again, if that can move on to other stations, that would be amazing.
That you know how excited we was yesterday? Because it's like he's from Brownsville.
Yep.
I'm from Brooklyn. And
Right.
we didn't meet each other in New York. And it's like when we came together, even in Providence, we was in the same circle, same sector. But to sit there and think if me and this man will ever work together, that never came to our minds. We was like, it was cool, it was no problems, but it's amazing to see what we have accomplished less than 6 months of coming together. And then the fact of that our show is now going to be broadcast in the place I was born. That's amazing. Like, and see, the thing with me is I don't really celebrate a victory. Once something is accomplished, I'm on to the next thing.
Right.
That's what I tell people is like, we don't celebrate victories like that because you can get stuck right there. We got it. We give it acknowledgement and we on to the next thing because we got to keep it moving. So,
yep. That's exactly what I was going to say. Make sure that it's acknowledged because I think we can get lost in the fray of everything that we're doing and forget how much we are actually accomplishing. So just by doing that post, just by putting it out there, you're acknowledging this amazingness. And obviously we want people to tune in, but it acknowledges that, okay, we got this. We got another, we're on to the next, whatever part of the plan. But I think it's always good to step back and recognize the positive things that you're doing. And we can get lost in the other crap and people that we have to deal with. And so, yeah, that's so cool. All right. Hopefully Yakim can get on, but let's move forward. We'll have him speak on New York broadcasting when he comes on. So we had Anastasia Williams on for Open Door Policy, and she is a Rhode Island state representative who's actually trying to get back into office. She's been out of office from 2022 until now, and I think the race is beginning for elections again. So hopefully we'll see her 30 years continue of being a community activist, a public servant, all the things that Rhode Island needs to get our, as she says, Black and brown and poor communities to move forward and start to, rise up with everybody else. So what was from this video, what was your favorite part?
what was my favorite part? And I've seen this multiple times too. Like the story of her actually becoming the politician when she said that somebody said, because you know what's the best thing about life? is when somebody say we've been watching you and they like what you are presenting, where they want to offer you an opportunity beyond your imagination.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because when she told the story of how that happened, and she's like, "Who, me? I like the party and stuff." So it's like, that's, Nikki, the acknowledgement that you will want when someone comes to you and say, "Good job." Like yesterday, I went into a sandwich store,
Yeah.
and so when I went in the sandwich store, I was talking to the guy, and I said, "Oh, would you like the owner?" I was like, "Would you like to come on our show?" And he said, "What show?" I said, "We got a cable network or whatever, whatever." And so when he was looking at it and said, "Oh wow, like this is really you," like, and everything, is that's acknowledgement. Now he wanted to be a part. He said, "Give me your number and everything."
Mm-hmm.
He gave me his phone, let me do what I put the episodes in. Then some of his workers came and was like, oh. So it's that acknowledgement. So when she was acknowledged for her good works, it makes you know that your deeds are not going unnoticed.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, absolutely. Yeah, I really like that part too. And I mean, I wrote down so many different things. And, you know, I think at the very end is what I really enjoyed. And I'll just quote her. She said it's, you know, she's in it to bring truth to power, to make change, and that it's about we, not me. And I think that was the biggest thing that she had to fight when she walked in that door was everyone was me, all self-interest, all self-agenda. And she's in there to grow community and correct the things that are going wrong. And man, the voice that she has and has had over the years has just been awesome.
Right. And it's like, beautiful woman. You could tell she's humble.
Yep.
And I love the part where she was saying she went through her parents. And I got told you another thing I liked was when she was talking about how, because remember when I asked how old was you? Because I know in my position, if I was married with kids and somebody came to me and said it was going to give me a better opportunity to advance my family, I would have took it. Like I would have been like, yo, why would my wife have a problem? But
Right.
for her to say I went to my parents, she still wanted that support,
Yep.
even though she was married with children.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't even have to say my husband because she already knows she talked with her husband.
Right.
So another thing too, when she said the guy that was helping her, how he went to his wife.
Mm-hmm.
If you see, the main thing out of all of that sums up in one word: communication.
Yes.
That's how you get things done, when you communicate and you find people that believe in what you're doing, and that's why this is working so well, because we got a team of people that want to help each other, and it's not only what we want to help each other, we also want to help others as well. I'm telling.
So to kind of
go ahead.
So to kind of go off on a tangent, just for example, in my situation, you know, Ori and I just had this conversation not too long ago, and I've realized that my previous marriage, that power of decision for the most part was taken away from me. And so I dealt with, you know, a good 11 years of that. And then to go from that to being on my own for a little bit, and then now with Ori, it's like my brain is starting to transition back to, no, we are a core unit. We are a family. We make decisions together. Right. But at the same time, I like to exercise that power to be able to make my own choices. And so like I'm in between that dichotomy of feeling like, well, I can make my own decisions, you know, like I'm an adult, I should be able to do that. But I have to realize up here that it's not because he's trying to make the decision for me. He's trying to help me make the most informed decision for myself, for himself, for us as a unit, and also my daughter. So I have to work on that. And that's something that's, you know, we deal with when we're in relationships that we carry from the next relationship going forward. And so being able to recognize that and then making that hard stop and say, okay, I recognize what I'm doing. All right, I need to do better. And when it comes to making decisions, like I talk to my parents about things, I love getting them involved in certain decisions, because I just, again, like, when you are a little bit unsure, you want to just feel that support and love and get that confidence. And she didn't get it from her mom. Her mom was super supportive, but her mom in herself was probably scared for her. She's
Right.
probably like, oh, I wouldn't do this. Why should you? And then her dad was like, no, go for it. Like, he put up the pom poms and say, do what you got to do. I believe in you. And I thought that was really cool that she just needed that one person in her corner to really push forward. Where are you going?
No, I'm here. I had to turn down the heat.
You got the heat on?
Yeah, listen, I love heat, but
No,
it
I
was
do
getting
too.
too hot.
Actually, I was freezing last night.
I love heat. I love it.
Yakim, where you at?
He's not even. He's not even in the comments, is he?
No.
But like I said, keep going. Here come in. That's why I told him, keep going in and out.
Yep.
Here come in.
So whenever like you guys have a guest on, and I kind of brought this up before, as what someone's motivation or goal or passion, how do they find it? And I found that it's really cool that like both Dr. Cynthia
What's
and
up, Dave?
Anastasia,
Good.
hello,
Yep.
hello, come from love, come from a positive upbringing, come from something positive to do more positive. A lot of times we see these miraculous stories of people who are beaten down, who go to jail, who grow up with drugs all around them, or just have the worst family dynamics. And it's really cool to see someone grow up and come up with in love and in community, and then be able to serve going forward that way, because it comes from I think a more wholesome place, and very pure, and I think people that way can get a lot done also. Oh, Jakeem, I'm sorry. All right, I keep trying to cancel your requests so that okay, try restarting your phone one more time, please, and then we'll see if we can get you in. So yeah, go out, like totally shut down Instagram first, and then shut down your phone, and then come back in. Not good. All right, what else do I have written down? Yeah, I have down a lot about making decisions with significant others, and I thought that was really interesting about. I didn't even know that you wouldn't be able to vote if you were in jail, incarcerated. I had no idea the law regarding someone who has been incarcerated versus being able to exercise their right to vote. And the fact that she said that 15 years ago this has been available to those who have been incarcerated, I think that's huge, because I don't know, was that common knowledge to you?
Yeah. See, it goes deep when it comes to okay, like for instance, I don't want to go here, but I have to go here.
What are you doing?
No, I'm sending requests to people and stuff. I'm sending it up. In New York, right? And I know up here too, but in New York they have this system. Like it's like when you in a certain class, it goes like 8-1, 8-2, 8-3, 8-4. And some of them have 8-5s. Basically, the reason why those numbers were set up and people didn't know, them numbers were predetermined. Like when you was in the 8-4s or 8-5, there was basically behavioral specialist classes. And that determined the number of them kids that was going to end up in prison in their lifetime because they was in higher education.
Okay.
So like I said, when you study psychology and sociology of life, you'll see that it was a condition that took place because of financial structure, also an area of structure. Because here's the thing, when it comes to like real estate, do you know like if somebody dies in an area or there's high crime rate, the real estate goes down low.
Right.
So
Yep.
who could come in and clean it up and bring back its value? You see what I mean? So a lot of this stuff is by design. So when you look at you're seeing, sometimes we would just look at the results. We got to see the science beyond the results. That's why you always hear me say A, B, C, D, the results. Because somebody had to put a plan in motion for you to actually see what you're actually seeing.
Right.
So again, when a person can't vote, that's a colorism, if you think about it. Because who's mostly locked up?
Right.
So if mostly that color is locked up, guess what? You can't help your community.
Right.
You don't
No
have a voice.
Right.
You're voiceless. You see? So I was able to suppress you without looking like I'm suppressing you.
Yep. Well, not only that, I mean, here in particular in Rhode Island, it's like all this money is going towards housing that no one can afford. No one.
Hold up.
Like you're having all
Don't
these
jump the gun.
projects.
Remember she talked about that in part 3.
Yeah.
Remember?
Okay, we'll come back to
She
that.
talked about
Yeah. I
that
mean,
in part 3.
so
Cause that
just
that got
to
my
be
attention
sure,
too.
yeah,
It got my attention too.
yeah. So the median, I think we just read that the median house is $450,000 in Rhode Island. Like, come on. Like, no one, where's the money coming from? Who's making that kind of money here?
What did I just tell you? Here's the thing. I could suppress you without looking like I'm suppressing you. So the thing about it, if you notice, have you noticed a lot of small businesses out here are closing? You haven't noticed that, have you?
Oh yeah, no, I have. I drive through East Providence or Providence, places that I've been to years ago. Everything's getting shut down. I mean, it seems more now, even with freaking bridge, than it did with COVID.
Right. And so let me show you something. Okay. This is why I love to have these kind of conversations. Thayer Street used to be a street of diversity, high diversity, but it was like poor, rich, whatever. Brown, the first thing that they did was they took away all hip hop clubs. Any club that played hip hop music was gone. Like anybody that know
Really?
the history of that, yes. I'm gonna tell you, I'm about to name them.
Okay.
Which was a part of what was it named? Paragon or Paragon. Those two was together, gone. Carter Bar, gone. Sharks, gone. There was a underground club. I forgot the name of it, but gone. I was there the day they had a fight, so they got rid of all of that. What did they come in with? Commercialism. That's why I don't like that street no more. I don't go over there. So you know what they did? They brought in, as soon as I seen a Chase Bank come here, I already knew what it was about. I was like, what is that bank doing here? Because that's an international bank. See, Brown University is catering to the people that come to their school.
Right.
All
Right.
the
And
food
they're not from
places.
here.
See? So again, when you have someone that understands we're trying to whatever and trying to make, because like remember in part two we're talking about the mental health of our community, of our monuments getting destroyed and how people feel about that. That's why I asked that question. So here's the thing. So when you live in a certain area, if I'm rich and I'm building infrastructure to look good, and people that don't own that is tearing it up, how you think I'm going to feel as a person that paid for that? And you're not paying for it. So you got to keep these things in mind. Like if I'm a gym owner and you're breaking my equipment, what's going to eventually happen? I ain't going to want your kind. See, you look into the wordplay. I ain't going to want your kind in there. So all I have to do is do what? Raise up how much it costs to go to the gym.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
See?
Yeah.
So that, go ahead.
No, I was going to say it's just astonishing to me that something that's been built on immigrants and people not from here and bringing all these cultures into this area in particular, and people can't stand their own ground because people are trying to push them out.
But remember, you're trying to push them out for what reason? Like Nikki, one day we're gonna take a trip.
Okay.
When I went to Newport, right? Newport is one of Rhode Island's wealthiest areas. Newport. So I remember when my friend first took me to Newport, I was like, what, 16 or 17?
Okay.
when you take the bus, right, you'll see this Newport Creamery. You get stopped there. And you like, it look like it's in the middle of nowhere. You keep going. You go through Middletown, but you see money, and then you get into the actual tourist of attraction of Newport. But
Yep.
go back to the Newport Creamery. When you walk behind that, do you know what's behind that Newport Creamery in the middle of nowhere?
Nope.
A hood. Projects.
Really?
Projects. Yes. That's why I said one day we're going to take a trip. Projects. And the activities that was going on in there when I was young, high drug trafficking. High drug trafficking. And I couldn't believe that that place was buried behind Newport. I didn't even know that place existed until my friend took me there. I think it's called Tammany Hill Projects.
Okay.
And I was just like, wow. I was like, what is that doing in Newport? Now, let me tell you something else about that. A lot of the females that got pregnant young, that we didn't see no more, that's where they gave them housing at. I seen them in there.
Those projects in Newport.
Yep.
Wow. You wouldn't even. Hey, Rizzy, Iraq,
Izzy Rock. Yeah. What up?
That's insane to me, because you would never hear that in the news about Newport. Like, all you hear is old money and all the fancy, mansions and how they're refurbishing them and how much they cost. You don't hear about what's actually going on behind Newport Creamery.
That's my point. And there was a time, right? I was in a house. This is a true story. I was in a house, and all we heard was police, and we thought the house was the house right next door, the apartment, whatever you call them, got raided right next door to us. I don't even want to incriminate the person or what was in. If they would have came in that apartment I was in, we would have went to jail.
So let me ask you this, being in that culture and experiencing that, what was the atmosphere? Was there an atmosphere of, I want to get up out of this and do better for myself, or this is where I'm always going to stay? I know I can make money doing this, and this is my life.
Yo, I didn't see nobody inspired to get out of there, except for probably the people that was rapping, but they was more probably in Middletown. But the people in that area, that was like, I'm good. We're happy here. Like, I could get by. I don't have to do too much to get by.
Right.
It was like a defeated. Like, yo, check this out, Nikki. Yo, listen to this, right? You want to know how crazy it was? There was no grass. You know what the grass was covered with? Cigarette butts.
Yep.
That's the. I still remember that. I was just like, wow, this place is like, it's like, if you lived there, you would have been like, there's no hope. That's how you would have felt coming out of a place like that, right in Newport. Navy base.
The unknown is scary. I mean, no matter where you're coming from, taking that next step forward to try something new to improve your situation, it's hard. We get very comfortable in whatever it is that we're in, good, bad, and different. And when opportunities come along, I think people have a hard time seeing the signs of that, and then taking the next step, like us, for example. And I don't know. How do you change that? Who do you bring in to help move things forward?
That's what Anastasia Williams is about. Anastasia, that's what she, like, you want to hear something funny? Before she had to go, but before I came on, me and her was praying this morning. I was helping her with her situation and stuff, and she just went on it. Like, you could tell who has a passion for really helping. All she was doing was talking about how our people are being suppressed, and she was going and breaking it down. I'm gonna let her speak on it herself, but she was breaking it, and I just listened. I didn't even say nothing. I was just listening. And she said, she did this for probably like a good 30, 45 minutes, and she said,
wow.
Oh, I'm just rambling. I was like, nah, your heart is speaking.
Yeah, let it out.
Your heart is speaking, and I understand. I understand clearly. Like, see, what's hard, Nikki, is like, remember when I was talking to the therapist, and I'm like, you want to help people so bad, but so many people are stuck in this ideology that it's hard for them to get out of it, and they seem hopeless. So when you trying to give them hope, like, yo, you could do it, you could do it. They don't understand they could do it because it's like you make it look so easy. Like I tell pastors all the time, I was like, you know why you can't reach the youth? You're too far from them. They can't see your light. You're like a father or something. So that's why you have a youth pastor, because you need somebody that's in between y'all two.
Right.
Somebody that's
right. Find someone who's an advocate for you. You got to sometimes go through other people to make change. I was actually just talking about something like this with my girlfriend, just dealing with her own parents and talking about the housing market. And she's like trying to reach them and understand that, look, sell your home. You don't need this big home. Go out, explore, enjoy your life. You're still in your mid-60s. You have so much life to live. And the hesitation and the being scared and the, well, what am I going to do without a home? And this is my home and I like it here. And being so stuck in that frame of mind and not seeing out. But it's us repeating. And even with my parents, I'm like, it's time to go. You're not living your healthiest and your best life here. Why are you staying? Why are you compelled to stay here? What are you afraid of?
I'm gonna tell you what. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what. I told you earlier. It's like my mother. She retired from the post office, so you're gonna get a check. My mother get a check, almost more than what I make not working. And I told her, you already raised your children. Your children are adults. Your children had children.
Right.
See, it's a condition of, I know people that retired and they still work again because they're so used to working that when they get so much free time, they don't know what else to do. That's one of the reasons why I told people I wanted to retire at 50, because I wanted to do more exploring. I wanted to go see the world.
Right.
What I wanted to do is retire at 50 and go traveling, go see other countries I didn't see. So the thing about it is, when you're conditioned to be in the position that you're in, it's hard for you to get out of it. It's like a pig in mud. I always use that analogy. A pig in mud don't know what's in mud. You could get the pig out, wash the pig up, dress it up.
Yep.
And guess what the pig gonna do? Jump right back into the mud.
Go right back. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because that's what happened. See, the reverse effect took with me. See, like I said, I was born in Brooklyn. So when I seen the crime and all this other stuff, I'll just say, oh, what is going on here? Why is this like this? Then when you see in a show like Silver Spoon or Different Strokes, you're like, wait a minute, why is people living like that, but we're living like this? See, some people would breed a bunch of questions. Some people would look at that as booty. I was one of the people that I was just like, yo, I need answers. Somebody got to answer this for me. So it's up to you to want to get out of that mindset and out of that ideology. Like some people, it's like me dating. I'm such a great guy that it's hard for women to believe that
you're real.
Because they right. And I'm so simple. It's complex to them. And the thing that I'll tell you, like, watch this, and I want your feedback on this. So I went out with a girl, and I told her, examine the people that's in this. We went to like this nice restaurant, Japanese. So I think, look at the I think, how many black families do you see in here? And look at the structure. Like, you see people that had money and everything. So there was a guy that was there. He was a firefighter. He's with his wife. And I go, hey, well, I was asking what he do. He says he's a firefighter, his wife, nurse. And I said, I got a question for you, because this is going to be a part of our show. I said, why is it y'all communities stay within each other? Like, you'll see a firefighter with a nurse, firefighter with a cop, what bankers and everything. But it seemed like our community marry down or date down.
Right.
Now I'm asking these people the question. The girl that was with me said that the wife looked at her, rolled her eyes, and looked down on her. I said, no. You internalize that because she don't know what you did, because you never said what you did. You see what I mean? That's why I'm saying that's an ideology. you so conditioned with a hood-like mentality that you thought this woman who didn't even know you was looking down on you when she don't even know your position and what you do.
Right. Right.
See?
Well, I think the scariest thing about that is we all have our internal issues. So whether she rolled her eyes or not, that's coming from her. It has nothing to do with who you're with. That was her insecurities coming out. That was her beliefs. That was her fears coming out. When you're just trying to have a simple conversation to seek the truth.
Right.
But she doesn't, her truth is whatever the years past have brought to her and what she's seen. But instead of opening up and realizing it's just another person in front of her that's trying to learn, and nurse especially, that fires me up. Like, if, again, I don't know what the situation was. I don't know actually what the look was, but those two people are here to serve others, to not judge.
No, she didn't roll her eyes. She took it as that because, again, she felt a certain way because she was looking and thinking about, okay, Nikki, all right, here's what I'm sitting up there saying. I told you I hang with a lot of Portuguese and Italian people. So let's just say WPs. Now, there was a time when I'm with my dudes, these are people, and their parents, when they meet me, they whisper, like, do he sell drugs? And it was because of my presentation. Like, before, I would have earrings matching what I'm wearing, watches, whatever. And then when they see my vehicles, they just like, nah, see, it's the stereotype. So when they say, nah, he's wise with his money. See, it changed. Now it's changing the philosophy and the ideology of people. Because you got to remember, just like I remember when this Spanish girl who was a manager at the gym, she was in my car, me and her was going to get lunch. And she said, you got a drug dealer car. I said, what are you talking about? And she said, this is the car that drug dealers use when they go do deals in movies. And I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
See? That's why I'm saying, it's like you don't know what a person's thinking and what they are internalizing. So that's why I keep saying when you meet somebody, you got to have a conversation so I can see where you're coming from. Because I keep saying the problem with this society is the miscommunication of perception. So when somebody say, what does this conversation have to do with Anastasia? This is the stuff she had to go through because she's sitting up there saying, remember she said the crab in the barrel mentality. I got out. I got the information. Here my people take this information. But they just like, nah, you either bougie or nah, we can't see what you see. We're not where you are. We're not living the way you're living. So just imagine a mother with 4 kids with different baby fathers. And then look at that ideology. If you notice something, watch this, Nikki. Name a white person that you ever heard they ever say, that's my baby father. They don't say that's my baby father. They say that's the mother or the father of my child. We put a title of baby mother, baby father. See? Even what we speaking on each other. That's why I said it's the ideology.
Well, that's interesting you say that. Is that a bad thing in particular, that there are different ways of saying things in different cultures? I don't necessarily, I guess it's the voice and the connotation that comes along with it, how it's said. How is it derogatorily said, or is it said with as a fact, like this is who this person is? And that's another thing. Like, are you saying it that way because you're trying to move forward from that situation? You know, like if you're not recognizing, you recognize that person as your child's parent, but you're no longer in that, whatever that was before. Does that make sense?
I'm with you. I'm gonna break down what you said. Depending on your money status, your living status, you can actually be talking down on a person based on the words you saying. Look, see, even Keem, thank you, team. Keem, the derogative term. So now here's what I'm saying. Okay, so Nikki, watch this. When you go to get a loan from the bank, right? The loans from the bank determines if you could pay that loan back, right? Now they could use color to justify if you're able to pay it back. But what do they try to use? A score. Now, if you want to know like, and like I said, if you pay attention to psychology, there's a color with the score. Why do you think there's a color with the score when it's a number?
Right.
There's a reason. It shouldn't be. Ding, ding, ding. So what I'm sitting up there saying, if I'm sitting there and I'm going, that's just my baby daddy. You devaluing that person as what they are. You're bringing them down. See, when I go and say that's the mother of my child, the father of my child, see, it's more presentable.
Right. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, it's because I've heard it obviously said so many ways, and I'll say it differently when it comes to yeah.
See?
It's just baby daddy.
Yo, Kim, I ain't lying. I was thinking about the same thing. I was thinking about that. So who that is? That's just my baby daddy. Who that is?
Yeah, I agree. I see that. I see to that end. But it's cultural, right? What if it comes from a white person and they feel the same way, but they say it differently? How do you know? They could be saying it, this is the father of my child, and they're rolling their eyes and being sarcastic.
But Nikki, again, like I said, see, here's the thing. Friends with benefits matching, that's my jump off. See the different in the terminology, the value.
Yeah, right. But again, if that's it, I mean, well, friends with benefits is, I don't know. I think that's very plainly stated.
No, but I just gave it to you. There's no difference between a jump off and a friend with benefits. The only word in there that makes it better is the word friend.
I don't know. I think jump off sounds better.
You think jump off sounds better?
Yeah.
You just might jump off like you're just somebody I just come on. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. To me, friends with benefits takes too long to say.
Nikki, I'm not talking about the saying it. I'm talking about the term of what it is. What did King just say? Nikki has a point.
Nikki has a point because go ahead.
No, go ahead. Read it. You got.
All right. Nikki has a point because vocal inflection is very different in people in town, but they all read the same way. When someone is disappointed or disgusted with someone, it shows in their vocal inflection. So again, it comes down to cultural differences in terminology.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that. I get that. That's why I don't like, if you notice, I don't like cursing, because to me, cursing, listen, you're cursing someone when you curse at them. And normally curse words is associated with anger. Yeah. Even though when you curse, you could say it as passion and love. But like I said, sometimes when I hear people cursing, it's coming with venomous backing.
Right.
So that's, again, it depends on how you view it. I'm going to agree with you on that. But I know this much. See, again, like, one of the reasons, see, people don't understand why I'm the way I am. As a black man, and seeing what these terms and everything has done to our community, my thing was, I'm going to change that household in my household. Like, so I'm not looking for a girlfriend. I'm looking for a queen. You're the queen of this castle. I'm the king of this castle. When we have children, these are our prince and princess. I want to build them up. Your loyalty, your legacy, you're my legacy. Based on what you do with the information I instill in you, that is the result of who I was. Even if I pass away, my legacy still live on through them. Like I know these two. Go ahead.
Say something just came to mind. So wherever this terminology started, right? So let's go back to this. Does that not show some level of creativity and some level of trying to stand out and some level of trying to, I don't know. I just can't. I can't. Okay, because I don't live that. I wasn't living in that terminology. So I'm this black girl living in a rich white community.
Ding, ding, ding.
Huh?
Ding, ding, ding.
Right. So from my point of view, that sounds more appealing to say, because at the time it would have been something that was, it is what it is. It means the same thing.
Okay, Nikki.
And
I want to pause you for a second. I'm going to ask you this question. The people that you was growing up with, the white fathers, was they telling their daughters to stay away from black guys?
No. So, no, not that I know of. I don't think so.
No, no.
But I can't
So
really.
no, because like again, I'm gonna tell you why I said that. I hang with this population.
Yeah.
I used to hang out Brown a lot, and I
Hey,
was
Mike.
like, "Hey, MJ Little, thank you for tuning in." I said this to a whole slew of white girls. I'm looking at them, they smiling. I go, "Hey, did your father tell you to stay away from a guy like me?" The pause already told me the answer. You know what? One
Yeah.
of them responded and said, "But you're not like the guy he told us to stay away from."
Right.
See? Because here's what it is. You painted this perception. Remember what I told you? People thought I sold drugs because of how I was my presentation. But
Right.
some people was like, "Nah, this dude is very," like when I hear the term when people say to me, "You don't act black." What does that even mean? First of all, my skin ain't black. I'm cinnamon, El Negro. But well, Negro means
See.
black. See, but here's the thing: what I'm saying up there saying, when you say someone doesn't act a color, you say I don't act black because I'm proper, because I'm presenting myself. You see what I mean? That's an ideology,
Right. I will say,
psychology.
when it came to my brother, yeah, the girls, when they found out he was black, even though he looks like me, they're like, "Oh, well, we can't date you
Yeah.
because the B
Oh,
word."
so that means the family was told stay away. Because here's the
Yeah.
thing, hey, Nikki, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not disregarding anything you're saying. I'm agreeing with it. We're just coming. What's really cool is I love that we're from such different ends of the spectrum and we're trying to meet in the middle and to be able to see both sides of that and to understand. I
What up,
understand
Chop?
exactly where
DJ Chop,
and
go ahead.
and it all makes sense. All makes sense to me. But so we had a
Just imagine. So
well,
Nikki, so just check this out. So here's the landing point right here, the plane. So imagine being a politician coming from this mindset of you know how your people are, you know how them people are, and you're trying to bridge that gap.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, and the hardest part is her skin color, specifically Anastasia, it was a deterrent in a lot of regards, which is sickening. And for me, it's like focus on the words, focus on the message, not the person who's delivering it. And while, yes, you want to make sure that the person who's delivering it backs up what they're doing, meaning they're living the life that they're trying to preach to you,
But hold
close
up, Nikki. Watch
your
this.
eyes,
Watch
go
this.
colorblind.
I know. Watch this though. Okay. You see how you said don't look at the color? I'm gonna ask you. You know what question we didn't ask that we should have asked?
What's that?
Why did this white man pick a black woman?
I don't know.
We didn't ask that question.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, write that question down because when she comes on, we're gonna ask her that question.
Okay. What is it? Why what?
Why she think this white man chose a black woman?
Who are you talking about specifically?
Anastasia was chose see, yeah, that's a question to ask. Like, exactly. You got because what you just said, when she said her skin color, when she said in this document,
Right.
she said it. A white man put her in that position. Why did he choose a black woman, not a white woman?
Right.
I have the answer. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna hear her
Yeah,
answer.
but he was not. You could hear his name though. He was. I mean, he might be white, but he's not coming from a white American background.
I'm gonna say this again, Nikki. Stop being philosophical like you think. No, it's black or white. Ain't no in
I get
between.
you.
I know what you're trying to do. That's why the person that just said that's a question to ask. Hold up. The hardest part is perpetual stereotypes we have either by choice or default. What I'm saying right here, Nikki, a white man gave this black woman an opportunity, and you don't think he knew what she was going to go through? That's
I don't
another
know.
question to ask.
Yeah,
Man, I wish she was
absolutely.
here right now.
I know, right? Anastasia, where are you?
Nah, I told you
Yeah, you know,
she's going through something. That's why I knew about it. I'm gonna let her speak on it herself, but I was helping her. I told you, I'm helping behind the scenes. Like even she'll tell you, I was just like, I don't go around telling people what I do for other people.
right,
I don't care.
right.
I help you keep it moving. I don't need to be praised for none of the stuff I do. Like I tell Kim all the time, I didn't sit in the front of that computer and watch you edit that stuff. You did that.
Right.
So again,
You know,
that's what I'm saying.
it would be interesting to find out, because she was so determined to do what she was doing and said yes, if there was any inkling of ulterior motive behind this man helping her.
Put it this way. Put it this way. Let me tell you something. What she's going through, what she shouldn't be going through, especially the type of person she is, I'm gonna say it without saying it. Guess what they're using to attack her with? A black face.
Yeah.
See? Now let me tell you how that works, because in my job, I work for the federal government. Whenever they want to try to discipline me or say something to me, guess what they always say? A black face. And I knew that. Thank you. I know. I was just like, oh, so you're their guard dog. You're the person that they're gonna use to say they not being racist. Yo, Nikki, matter of fact, let me tell you what happened yesterday. Do you know what I walked out the dentist yesterday. This lady was cleaning my teeth. I took the thing off and walked out because I felt the racism on that woman.
What? She said something.
She was saying stuff that she should not have been saying during my cleaning. Your job is just to clean my
teeth. Have anything to do with teeth?
Huh?
Did it have anything to do with teeth? What the hell was she saying?
No, I'm gonna tell you. See, you know what? She was talking slick, thinking I couldn't catch it.
Wow.
Because I told you, they be thinking, oh, she just seen the color in the design in my head. She thought I was stupid. I told you, I'm not gonna address you. I took the thing right when she was cleaning. I took the thing off, put it to the side, went to the front desk and said, yo, cancel all my appointments. I will never come back here again.
Good for you.
And they say, why? Don't worry about it. If you really want to know why, you give me a phone call. But I knew what that woman was doing. So before I wanted to go punch her in her face, I walked out. Yep. I knew what she was doing. She thought I was like, smart enough to figure it out. I knew exactly what she was doing.
Yep. Wow.
That just happened yesterday. So again, what I'm sitting up there telling you, I don't care how. See, number one, the real color is green. Money talks.
Yep.
Yes, it does. That's the true color.
Yep.
Money. But when it comes to black and white politics, street politics, if you notice anything with politics, it's going to always be black and white. And I'm going to tell you why. Somebody's always fighting for a power position. Matter of fact, go look at the chessboard, black and white. Who's the last person standing? King. And Nikki, let me tell you something. I'm going to educate everybody right now. What's the most powerful piece on a chessboard?
Is it a queen?
That's what they want you to think. Let me tell you why.
No, I don't play chess.
No, I'm about to educate you. The most powerful piece on a chessboard is the pawn. And I'm going to tell you why. See, everybody's going to say the queen because of what it could do, what she could do. No, it's the pawn, and I'm going to tell you why. Keem's the only one that said pawn. You know why pawn?
What?
Because the pawn's the only person, the only piece that could go and rescue the queen if the queen get captured.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's why I call myself a pawn.
I like that.
I know. Dante! But anyway.
No, right. Dante Martin.
So that's what, because see, again, I'm a pawn and I can operate in every realm. I can operate in the white realm. I can operate in the black realm. I'm a street dude. I was raised in the streets. Pawns are transformative. Yes, sir.
Yep. I love that reference. That's key. Find out who you are on the chessboard and choose wisely.
I don't want to become a king because a king get caught in check.
Yep.
Pawns don't. Everybody think a pawn is expendable. No, a pawn is the most dangerous because, see, it's always the little bit of power that could present the most powerful reaction. Dante Moore.
Great. Signing off.
No,
Now, I would love to present that analogy to Anastasia as she moves into this next phase of her career. Now, she's been the one that's been very boisterous, very outgoing, very loud, and that's worked very well for her so far. And I'm wondering if she were to take a different approach, would she yield even more results?
Well, again, we have to ask her because, again, if you're not a politician, you don't know the in and outs of what she's going through.
Right, exactly.
You don't know.
No clue. But coming from that reference that you just made, it would be very interesting to see how she fits in that analogy and where she thinks she would be served best, or she would serve best for her community.
Right. And so that, because like I told you, see, Nikki, the reason why, see, again, in the Bible, and I always refer to the Bible, it says, I use the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. It's basically the person or a piece that you didn't expect to be the most powerful is what God want to use. See, those that are humble, I exalt. Those that exalted are humble. So here's the thing with me. When I was growing up, and I told you I was the ugly duckling that became the beautiful swan. Nobody expected me. Like my mom said I was going to make it past 18. She said I was going to have a bunch of kids. I was going to be a bum. Good thing you ain't a prophet or you ain't a psychic. You was way off. Even my sisters and brothers. And so when I said to them, if y'all didn't believe I was going to be in the position I'm in, where did y'all think I was going to be at? And why don't you congratulate me that I exceeded your expectations of me? See, they can't even, see, some people are so proud that they can't even say, wow, you went surpassed. Like when I told people I got books, they like, you got books? Where was I at? Oh, when we was at the meeting and I'm breaking down a book. See, so let's examine what I am. I'm an author. I have a high credit score. High credit score. I have money. I have these things. I'm operating like that. See, I know how to operate in that realm. So again, I remember one time when I was talking to somebody about being blackballed, blacklisted. I said, you can't blacklist somebody with money because green is the #1 color. They don't care about color. If I could make somebody millions of dollars, they don't care what color I am. So I can't make them no money. Now I'm expendable. See, that's the real word. If you want a word to understand, you either giving or you're expendable. And once you're expendable, that means nobody have no use for you no more. So it's really not about black and white. It's are you expendable?
Right.
So again, I'm a street dude that know I could become a politic and operate in that realm. They would try to shut me up because they'd be like, yo, nah, he's too smart. Because they don't like that. Just like my job. My job don't like me because they like, yo, he's too smart. I'm not even in the union. I'll be beating them managers up left and right. I'll be making them look stupid all the time. I do it on purpose too sometimes.
You got to make
I know how to
point at some point in time. You got to make a point, you know, it gets to be too much. It gets to be, you know, whatever they think about you with whatever regard. Sometimes you got to bring out the stinger.
Now, because the thing I'm just trying to show, see, when you're on the front line, which is the pawns are, you're on the front line, you're going to get the most attacks. You're going to get the most hits. That's why you got to build that up to absorb them hits or know how to move. Because you're going to get hit regardless. The swing is coming. Because the thing about it is goals are amazing. Money is essential, but you have value before that they just didn't see it. Amen, Aaron. Thank you for tuning in. That's my girl, Aaron. But so what I'm saying up there is telling you, Nikki, is this. Think ASAP Night. I kind of like that name. What I'm trying to say, what I'm saying to you, Nikki, is this. When it comes to this whole politician game, see, the higher you go up the food chain, the worse you find out what's really going on, and it's really not about helping the people. It's about how much money you can put in your pocket. So now, if you sitting up there coming in there, you saying power to the people, they'll let you speak that because they be like, hey, we got that person that's doing whatever. But guess what they're going to also do with you? Keep that person way over there. Keep that person over there because that person is not seeing the bigger picture.
Right.
So when you're seeing all these people living with yachts, boats, and all this other stuff, and you still saying power to the people with these poor people, guess what they doing? Yeah, keep them blinded from what we're doing over here. Because as soon as you find out that you can't help them, we're gonna come and snatch that whole area up without you even recognizing we did it.
Yep.
And we used you to get us in that area. So I'm gonna ask the question again. Why did a white man choose a black woman?
We'll find out.
You ever heard of the Trojan horse?
Yes.
Okay, the end.
Well, on that note, when we can get Anastasia on, I'd love for her to watch this beforehand and speak on a few of these things to the best that she can, being in the positions that she's in. But I think it would be quite the conversation. I really enjoyed this one, especially the different fronts that we're coming from and coming together to recognize, for the most part, we're leaning in the same direction, just coming from opposite ways. And I think that's really important, and that's how people come together. Whatever color that you are, you come from wherever that is to find some common ground to make a difference, to make a change. And the more I learn from you, the more I'm in different communities, the more you can adapt and speak in a way that people will hear you. And I think that's super important. And I think that's what the big thing is that we're trying to do and trying to bring with the other side of things and Wednesday Whispers is bringing to light as much of these things as possible to say, that we're all trying to do the same thing. I think that's what I'm trying to say. We're all trying to raise people up and make them see, open their eyes, open their ears, and to listen and to, try to make change where they can, no matter how small or how big, that you can make moves to becoming better for yourself, for your community, for your family. But yeah, awesome conversation. I love when you bring analogies into conversations because it just really hits home the point that you're trying to make. And it just puts it in a way that's so easy to understand and comprehend, and that it can be used in many different situations. So thank you for that.
Now listen, I told you, in the Bible, Jesus always used parables because they couldn't understand the spiritual things. Like I told you, I'm from the hood. I lived in Chad Brown, East Side, Brooklyn. I've been in every hood. So I have the hood as a foundation. But I hung with a lot of white people with money, so I know how to operate with money. So the thing is, I use analogy because here's my famous analogy. I want y'all to hear this. This might be an episode. WPs love this. They like, this kid is racist without being racist.
Okay.
So Nikki, here's the greatest analogy I ever hear. Okay. I was a crab in a barrel. I got out the barrel. I was on the sand. So I just got all this information to know, oh shoot, there's water. What is in the water? There's stuff in the water. So I'm not in the water yet, but I'm still learning what I need to learn. So as I learned the information, which is my rope, I threw it into the barrel to try to get other crabs out the barrel. But what I noticed was I'm trying to pull the crabs out the barrel, they pulling me back in. So you know what I did? I cut the rope and I went and hung with the lobsters in the sea.
Yep. You have to. You have to. But it's interesting because someone like Anastasia, someone who's trying to keep that rope intact, right? She's trying to keep it there so she can start pulling. But maybe you need the lobsters to help you pull that rope and get everybody out of the barrel.
Right.
It's where we're at in society. I mean, again, it's making contacts, communicating with people that can see your vision and help you move in the direction you want to move.
Again, Nikki, I'm not that got me thinking, bam, I told you that's what I be doing. I do that to all kind of people. They be like, yo, that was the most racist, non-racist thing I ever heard in my life. But Nikki, as long as I'm breathing,
Yep.
I'm going to bring truth to power. I don't care about. I sat down with white supremacists, racists, all kind of people. I gonna always speak truth. I'm going to do that, whether people like it or not. I'm going to speak the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't speak it no more. That's what this is all about.
Right.
We either going to build up the community, or we're going to be destroyed by the powers that be that don't want to see communities built up. So again, is it discouraging? We put a therapist out there, and people didn't view that information, which was very helpful.
No.
But no, it is discouraging, because again, if I put something ratchet out on the channel, guess what?
Oh, it's gonna get seen.
So that's
everyone's gonna love it.
My point. So you know what I call us? Beyond Eon Productions. Keem, you're gonna like this. We're the diamonds in the rough. And one day somebody's gonna see that diamond in the rough, and they're gonna be, what's that little shiny thing coming out the sand? They're gonna wipe us up. Boom, bang, game over. We're the diamond in the rough.
And that's why I'm not discouraged, because we're continuing to put out positivity and truth and things that people actually need to hear. And as that diamond keeps showing more and more to the surface, and the sand keeps smoothing it out, and it gets shinier, it'll get picked up. And that's what you're doing. Whether it's getting into other states, other TV shows, all the things. That diamond's getting cut up and shined up, and it's the way it should be done. All right.
Right.
But we should continue this conversation next week, because we have part 2 coming out this Sunday. Is there anything else going on that we should talk about before next week?
Oh, the model that I use is I am the option, not the obstacle. There's so many ones we're gonna use, King. That's just us. But next week, yo, everybody that tunes in, and when you tell somebody or share, there's a question that I ask that is very important. It has to really do with our community, and I want you to really anchor in on this question.
Okay.
As I was driving to her house, and I seen Kennedy Plaza, they just built that structure, and that structure has been destroyed. The question I said to her was, do you think when the city is putting all this money into building up nice things for tourists to bring in more money, and us of the town is destroying that, you think they're going to want to invest in anything else of our color?
Yep.
That was the question.
Yeah.
Here, tune in to hear her answer.
And on the flip side of that is, well, was that what that city actually needed? What do we actually need so that we could avoid that when something like that goes up, it won't get torn down?
She answered that question as well. That's why this episode is very important. Both part 2 and 3 is important, because remember with part 3, our mouth was open like, whoa, what?
Number 1 was just the warm up. We just got through the warm up.
that even though she said some stuff, part 2 and part 3 is on. That was whoa. Especially part 3, I'm like, I was already trying to move in with people. I was like, listen, I'll pay your rent and everything. We can save this amount of money. I was already trying to figure that out. Dead serious.
Yep. All right, y'all. We're going to cut that here, because otherwise we're going to keep going and dip into part 2 before part 2 is even out. So be ready for that to come out on YouTube at 6 p.m. on Sunday with Beyond Eons Productions. Check out Dante's new single.
Oh, yeah. Dreamer. Beyond Eon Productions. King's the owner.
EEP Music.
You like what you like about that song before you go?
I actually have not listened to it all the way through. I love the beat, and I have to sit back and listen to the lyrics and see what's going on. But no, I will get to that. How about you?
Listen, when King gave me the beat, because the name of the beat was Dreamer, I said, yo, King, give me that beat. I got a great idea with that song. Do you know that's King singing the hook?
Oh,
That's key.
shut up. Okay. All right. So, okay. Don't go any further because let me listen to it. Let me really put some thought into it. And when we can get him on here next week, we're going to explore that more and we'll make that part of the show
Get
also.
money like a bee,
Yes.
get honey,
Okay, I'm looking
being
forward to that.
broken and
So we've
funny.
got quite a few things to talk about next week. And you guys, please check out the single as well and let us know what you think. All right. What episode are we on? I think are we on 13?
I think this is 13 or 14.
13?
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember when I started the intro.
I know I
I'll
heard
have
you
it right when I
say that. Yo, this is Wednesday Whispers.
Yes.
The host
I'm
is
Nikki
Nikki.
Johnson, Dante Martin, Yakim Parker is in the back. Thank you guys so much for listening and chiming in with your comments and questions. We so appreciate it. All right.
Pawns,
Until next
baby.
Wednesday.
Pawns.
Be the pawn.
Pawns.
Be the pawn for the good. All right, y'all.
All right. Salute.
Bye.